This is Collective Mind Technologies Fireside Chat with our partner Sinch MessageMedia.
So I'm Alex Rhodes. I am the Senior Partner Marketing Manager for Sinch MessageMedia, and so I work with our partners on any marketing materials they need, any ideas that we can work together on co-sponsoring events, and the world is our oyster, really, I say.
Nice. When should a small to medium business add text messaging into their customer engagement?
Yeah, it's a really good question, because I think most small to medium-sized businesses are already using email. You already have a sales team that's calling. Where does SMS, where does text messaging fit into that? And it's going to be a little bit different for each company, I think. When you need to reach someone immediately and you need that immediate response, sending an SMS is the way to do it. And they want it. You know, almost 40% of the customers that we surveyed at Sinch MessageMedia said they prefer for businesses to reach out to them in that way. SMS does not replace email. No one wants to receive a text message this long with a PDF attachment. Like, email still has its place for things like that. Tell me, with Collective Mind Technologies, what inspired you to do that, and what is it about the ERP systems and the CRM systems that really motivates you?
Well, we actually started this company, me and my wife started it in 2017, 2018, and I started it as an Apple tech support company because I kind of saw a need in the market to have Apple tech support for small businesses that didn't have enough to hire someone on staff, and they didn't have time to go to the Apple store. So we started with that, and then we had our daughter Lucy, and then my wife also left her job to join the business full time, and then our services kind of expanded from there. So we took her creative side, and now we offer video production, photography, drone services, and we also offer Apple tech support and NetSuite services as well. So the NetSuite side, the ERP, the CRM side comes in just from my knowledge and our team's knowledge of using that specific system for over 10 years. How does your product work with NetSuite? How do they go hand in hand with each other?
Sure. SMS and NetSuite, it's the way our product is set up to integrate with NetSuite. Any safe search you perform, any record that gets updated, you're able to trigger messages right off of that. So, for instance, a delivery is scheduled and you want to be able to notify this contact that that delivery is scheduled. As soon as that is updated, you can create automations within NetSuite to immediately notify people. Yeah, and I think if you're an office employee too, and suddenly executive management is asking you, what about this, this, and this? You want it all in one place, and that's the way our integration is in NetSuite. It's all in one place. You can see by the contact record or the account record, so everything you need is right there. You can quickly answer those kinds of questions.
Nice. That's the benefit of NetSuite, right?
It's all there.
Yeah, sweet.
Can you share a project that you worked on recently that you're really proud of?
Yeah, in the past we've helped with like new user training. I think is one of the most fun parts of being a NetSuite consulting company, is just introducing NetSuite to new users and kind of showing them around and showing them the basics and getting them ramped up so they're able to start using NetSuite for their day-to-day tasks. I think that's some of the more fun projects that we've had in the recent past.
I know I used to work more in CRMs, but it's that moment when you're working with an integrator and they're showing you all the cool things that you can do. That's super exciting as a customer.
I love teaching, so it's fun to teach or have our team come in and just show people the cool tips and tricks, or the cool saved searches, or the dashboards, or the cool apps that they haven't considered yet to improve different stages of their business. How do you see the the impact or the influence of creativity in the technology that you guys provide your customers?
Wow, that's a loaded question. It's a good one. I think similar to what you're doing with NetSuite and showing people, here are all the capabilities. When you look at CPaaS, communication platforms, and you're talking about SMS, voice, social media, how do your customers want to communicate? Some of them might want to communicate via photos,
Yeah.
And that's an easy example of that is we were able to install XYZ component. Here's a picture of it. That gets saved into your CRM, your ERP, whatever you're using, so you can see it. When you talk about the social media component that we're looking to add, now you're taking what's this fractured communication piece and bringing it all together. And with social media, you can be so much more creative than in a simple text message. Now you're able to send more personality, because that's what social media is all about, is being you and being social with someone, having that one-to-one conversation. I think that creativity comes into play more when you're having that one-on-one communication. Now it's Ryan and me. We're texting back and forth, or we're messaging via social app back and forth, instead of, hey, your delivery is done. That's a great functionality, but when I can actually have a one-to-one conversation with you, now the engagement, now the creativity, I get to learn a little bit about you, you get to learn a little bit more about me as an employee of this company. Now I think you start to see the creativity come out.
Do you see a lot of your businesses working with like the marketing team, the content creation team, the photographers in their companies to create the creative and then putting that in through your product, or how does that look?
Yeah, I think that's one way that some customers use it. And I'm a marketing guy, right? So we create content and then we're going to repurpose it in as many ways as possible, because again, the communication world is fractured. So if we try to do everything for every single communication channel, the marketing team's going to be too big. It's too much to manage. But if we create a blog and we have photos from that blog, now we can use those photos maybe in our SMS messages. You have to think about how you're going to repurpose it before you just repurpose it.
Yeah.
You're not going to send a blog in a text. No one wants that kind of communication. But if it's, hey, there's this really interesting thing we did, here's a photo, and I know that you're someone who's engaged with our blogs in the past. Now you're using data and creativity to really engage customers, and that's a really great way of using SMS, because we have to remember it's personal, right? Like, this is my phone. Yeah. My mom texts me on this. My wife texts me. Oh, I have it.
You got yours?
What about companies that use maybe a CRM for marketing? They use NetSuite for finance and inventory, and maybe a Salesforce for sales. How do you tie all that together so that it makes sense?
I think when you use all those different systems, the first thing you want to do is make sure they're all connected. So your Salesforce data can go into your NetSuite, your HubSpot data could go into your NetSuite, or vice versa. At least they're talking to each other. So then once they're all talking to each other, everyone can get the information that they need. So the finance team can get all of the information that they might need from Salesforce or HubSpot, and vice versa. Maybe your sales team needs to pull the numbers from NetSuite to Salesforce or to HubSpot. They can have that information in those systems.
With an ERP like NetSuite, you can go so deep and so vast. There's so many things you can do with it. Where do you see SMS, text messaging fitting into an ERP like NetSuite?
I think text messaging fits into NetSuite almost everywhere inside of NetSuite. NetSuite has already built in email to pretty much every single vertical, every single function, every single piece of their product. And I think text messaging, like you said earlier, doesn't replace email, it goes hand in hand with it. So being able to send an email when anything happens in NetSuite, as well as send a text message, it can accompany the email, it can push people from their phone into their email, it can remind them of a little notification of something that's happening inside of NetSuite that the employee, the partner, the vendor, or a contact needs to know about from a simple text. So to go back to your original question, I think it kind of fits everywhere inside of NetSuite, and it can probably also fit everywhere inside of any ERP or any CRM, because you need to communicate with someone. I don't know that many businesses that work 100% in a silo with one person who's not communicating with anyone. You know, you're either communicating with your co-founders, your partners, your customers, your contacts, whoever it is. And I would much rather get a text message 9 times out of 9. You know, like, I don't like getting emails, but they are necessary for certain things. And we use them in our business, but I'd rather get a text.
I think I already know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask you anyway. What emerging trends do you see coming in this field, and what gets you excited about that?
Good question. I think every single company that's in business right now is thinking about how to integrate AI. So Suite World just happened. NetSuite is adding AI into everything, and they're trying to make it easy to use and contextual. So if you go to a specific text field and it generates, say, an item description for you, it's also going to consider all of the other fields in that area and give a contextual answer to your specific business and your specific system, which is really nice. On top of that, and outside of NetSuite, every other company is adding it in or integrating AI into their system. Salesforce, HubSpot, Zapier, I mean, everyone. I could name 1,000 companies. So if you're not doing that and you're not adding AI or thinking of it or already adding it in, you're behind.
Thanks for having me. We're super excited to be partnered with Collective Mind Technologies. And yeah, anyone who's needing SMS or any CPaaS services, we're here to serve them.
Awesome. Thanks for joining me as well. And we're very happy to partner with Sinch MessageMedia. And thank you guys for watching Collective Mind Technologies partner Fireside Chat.